He's declaring war on 1.5 billion Muslims. Iran, Pope, Russia and China warn Trump over Jerusalem. Donald Trump risks sparking a religious war in the Middle East and angering Muslims after recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital city today, Turkey and Iran have warned. Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim warned the move could spark a holy war and make the region's problems unsolvable, saying it was vital for global peace that President Trump change his mind. While President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said through a spokesman that the U.S. was plunging the region and the world into a fire with no end in sight. They are among a host of leaders furious at Mr. Trump's recognition of Jerusalem, rather than Tel Aviv, as the Israeli capital in a speech in Washington later today. Even the Pope has criticized the move, issuing an unusually strong plea to respect the status quo and UN resolutions on the subject. Pope Francis said, "I cannot keep quiet about my deep worry about the situation that has been created in the last few days." He also urged Mr. Trump not to make the declaration about Jerusalem, as it was vital to recognize the rights of all people in the Holy Land to continue dialogue. Pope Francis said he hoped wisdom and prudence prevail, in order to avoid adding new elements of tension to a global panorama that is already convulsed and marked by so many cruel conflicts. But Mr. Trump is pressing ahead with a significant U.S. policy change to defy the Arab world, amid further plans to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. At the White House today, the U.S. President said his announcement was nothing more than a recognition of reality and the right thing to do, something that has to be done. He directed the State Department to begin looking for a site for an embassy in Jerusalem, in a move from their existing site in Tel Aviv, a process which is expected to take years, although Trump has signed a 6-month delay to the move. Mr. Trump said he would remain deeply committed to helping facilitate a peace agreement acceptable to both Israelis and Palestinians despite his announcement, adding the United States would support a two-state solution if agreed to by both sides. Jerusalem is sacred to Christians, Jews and Muslims and is a contentious part of Israel-Palestinian negotiations. Following the 1967 Middle East War, Israel declared Jerusalem as its capital. But the claim is not recognized by the international community or Palestinians. Palestinians maintain that Jerusalem will be the capital of their future state. The Palestinians' chief representative to Britain, Manuel Hassachian, blasted Mr. Trump ahead of the decision to move the U.S. Embassy. He told the BBC, "If he says what he is intending to say about Jerusalem being the capital of Israel, it means a kiss of death to the two-state solution. He is declaring war in the Middle East. He is declaring war against 1.5 billion Muslims and hundreds of millions of Christians that are not going to accept the holy shrines to be totally under the hegemony of Israel." Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, expressed his anger over the decision, saying it was a sign of incompetence and failure. Turkish Foreign Minister, Mevlut Cavusoglu also joined the chorus of condemnation against Mr. Trump, saying he viewed it as illegal. He told CNBC, "Israel is trying to normalize relations with other Muslim countries, so it will not serve Israel well. I hope there will be no such decision by President Trump. This can go as far as severing Turkey's ties with Israel. I am warning the United States not to take such a step which will deepen the problems in the region. We have to warn the United States that such a decision will be against the UN resolutions and international law and international agreements." Britain's Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson also raised the alarm. He said this morning, "Let's wait and see what the president says exactly. But we review the reports that we've heard with concern. We think Jerusalem should be part of the final settlement between the Palestinians and Israelis.